Welcome, Algebra 1 students, to the homework help video, page 37, 52, 56, 58, 60, and 61, page 50, numbers 30 through 43. And notice right here on 56 and 60, we're going to ignore the directions and just solve those, okay? Alright, here we go. Number 52. You can follow along in here, or you can open your book to page 37 if you want to. That's totally up to you. The Science Club is selling magazine subscriptions for $15 each. The club wants to raise $315 for a science experiment. How many subscriptions does the Science Club need to sell to raise $315? Now, we know, students, some of these examples are really, really easy, like almost like elementary school. And this would be one of those examples. I mean, think about it. If you're trying to raise $315 and each subscription is 15, then divide 15 into 315 and see what happens, okay? And you will get 21. Okay, so if you sell 21 subscriptions at $15 each, you will get 315. Okay, so how many subscriptions do you need to sell? 21. Alright, number 56. This is the one here where we're going to ignore the instructions here and just solve, okay? So let's solve the problem. Here we go. Jeff lives in a state in which speeders are fined $20 for every mile per hour over the speed limit. For example, if the speed limit's 25 and Jeff was going 27, he was going how many miles over the speed limit? 2. Each mile an hour over is 20, so he would pay $40. Okay. Jeff was given a ticket for $260 for speeding on a road where the speed limit is 45 miles an hour. He wants to know how fast he was driving. Okay, now think about that. Here's the speed limit he should have been going. Alright. He was going over it. He was fined $260. Now think about it. 1 mile per hour equals how much money? Do you remember? It's right up here. $20 for each mile per hour. Okay, so if he was fined $260, let's see how many times 20 goes into that, and then we'll know how many miles per hour he was going over. Alright, so you will get 13. Okay, because if you take 13 times 20, you will get 260. So he was going 13 miles per hour too fast. So he was supposed to go 45. He was going 13 over. So what was his speed? There's his speed. 58 miles per hour. That's 13 miles per hour over. Multiply that by 20 and you get a $260 fine. Okay? Alright, moving on to number 58. You're running for class president, okay, at 2:30 on election day. You have 95 votes and your opponent has 120 votes. 45 students still have to vote. They want you to write an inequality that shows the values of X that will allow you to win the election. Okay, so here we go. So far, you have 95 votes. The other person has 120. There's 45 votes left. Now, I'm just going to quickly do this kind of using trial and error. Let's say you get 30 of these votes, okay? So if you get 30, your opponent gets how many? 15, correct? So add 30 to you, add 15 to you, 125 for you, 135 for your opponent. That's not good enough. You need more than 30 votes, okay? So, I'm going to say 35. Let's say you get 35 votes. So your opponent then gets how many votes? 10. So add 35 to you, add 10 to your opponent, and you get 130. 130. So that's going to be a tie. So how many votes do you need? 36. So you need X has to be greater than or equal to 36 votes. There you go. X is the value that will allow you to win the election. So x has to be greater than or equal to 36. Okay, there you go. So it's kind of the same question here. What's the smallest value? What's the smallest value of x that will still help you win? Well, 36. So there's your inequality, and there's your answer, 36. Alright, moving on to number 60. Okay, students, let's see, number 60. Let me go back up to the beginning here. Yeah, 60 is the one that we're just going to solve. We're going to ignore the instructions. So here we go. We're just simply solving this. You want to know how much more money you would have to save each week to be able to buy the aluminum wheel rims. Okay, so here we go. Let's take some notes on the word problem. And here we go. You're shopping for a mountain bike. They have two different models. We have steel rims for 220, and we have aluminum wheels for or aluminum rims for $480. Okay, so here we go. You're saving $20 per week. Your summer job lasts for 12 weeks. Okay, so let's first of all start there. We know for sure you're going to save 12 weeks times $20 gives you $240. Okay, so we know for sure that you're going to save $240. Okay, you want to know how much more money you have to save each week to get the better bike. Okay, so think about it. If you save 20 bucks a week, students, 20 bucks a week, how much money will you have saved? That much. How much do you want to have saved? That much. So let's subtract and see how much you're short. Okay, 480 minus 240 is $240. Okay, so you're $240 short. Now that's how many weeks? 12 weeks, correct? So if I take 240 and divide that by 12 weeks, I'm going to get 20 more. So if you save $20 per week, you'll have this much. If you save $20 more per week, that's $40 total, you'll have $480. So you need to save $40 per week. Let's check our answer and see if that's right. If I save $40 per week for 12 weeks, I get 480. And how much do I want? 480. Alright. Okay, moving on to number 61. The girls' basketball team scored 544 points in 17 games last year. This year, the coach has set a goal for the team to score at least 5 more points per game. They have 18 games scheduled. Okay? Write an inequality that represents the total number of points the team must equal or exceed to meet their season goal. Alright? Now, step back and think for a second, okay? The girls' basketball team scored how many points last season? 544. They did that in how many games? 17. So let's just see how many points they scored per game, alright? There we go. So they scored 32 points a game. God, that's last year. Points per game. Now, everybody see what I did? There's their total points in 17 games. I divided it out. 32 points per game. Now this year, the coach wants them to score 5 more points per game. 5 more. Got it? So, he wants them to score 37 points per game. I hope that makes sense, students. They scored 32 points per game last year. He wants 5 more points per game this year, so 37 points per game. So I want you to write an inequality that represents the total number of points the team must equal or exceed to meet their goal. So here's what we're going to say. We're going Okay, so that is definitely an acceptable answer. I have no problem with that. I'm gonna grab my calculator right now. If you want to take 37 and multiply that by 18, you will get 666. So you could also write this for your answer. P is greater than or equal to 666. Either one of these two is acceptable. Either one. Okay? You're just writing an inequality that expresses the situation. Okay, going on to numbers 30 through 32. Okay, now here's where they're going to start getting a little challenging, so please pay attention. A drive-in movie theater charges $5 admission per car and $1.25 admission for each person in the car. Okay? The total cost is given by this. They've given you a nice function, okay? You're assuming a maximum of 7 people can be in the car. Okay? So here we go. C equals 5 plus 1.25n. So in other words, if I put a 1 in here for n, are you listening, guys? I'll get the cost of one person. If I put a 2 in here for n, I'll get the total cost for 2 people to go to the drive-in movie. If I put a 3 in for n, I'll get the total cost of 3 people going to the drive-in movie. Okay, so don't worry about where I got this. They gave it to us. We're just going to use it. Okay, so we're going to make an input-output table. So in, out. Now notice they did not give you any numbers for your input, so you can choose those. How many is up to you? I'm just going to say 1, 3, 5, and 7. That's good enough for me. Okay, so here we go. If I put a 1 in for n, now guys, you have calculators, so I'm going to go a little fast on this because there's really no need for me to continue to do this work for you when this calculator works. If I put a 1 in for n, $1.25 times 1 plus 5, that's 6.25. Okay, now if I'm going to take $1, if I'm going to put 3 in for n, that's $1.25 times 3. Okay, plus 5, I will get 8.75. Alright. If I put a 5 in for n, if I put a 5 in, I'm going to get 11.25. If I put a 7 in for n, I'm going to get 13.75. You can do that math on your own, okay? So there we go. Now number 31 says describe the domain and range of the function whose values are in the table. Well, guys, just simply say this. This is your domain. We went over that in your notes when we studied functions, and your output is your range. So, how would I answer this? I would say the domain is number of people in the car, and your range is the total what? Total cost. Okay, so if you have 1 person, total cost, 3 people, total cost, 5 people, total cost, 7 people, total cost. Now, they want us to graph the data, kind of like a line graph. So we'll do this pretty quickly here, guys. We're just going to say, we're just going to estimate it. It's like a line graph will be fine. So I'm just going to say 1, 3, spread these out a little bit. We'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. And down here we're going to 13.75, so we'll go 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and that's 14 right there, and this is 1 right here. So 1 person, 625, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about right there. 3 people is 875, so 6, 7, 8, 875, up at 3, about right there. 1125, so 9, 10, 1125, up there to 5, about right there. And then over to 13. 75 up to 7 people. So our line graph would look like this, and then this, and then this. I hope I've not gone too fast, students, but it's really, and actually, yeah, this is your money down here. So I'll put a $sign here, $sign here, and this is number of people. Alright. Not the best handwriting, but you get the idea. That's it, guys. Alright, let's try another one. Alright, number 33 through 36. You're in charge of advertising for the drama club's performance. You can make 2 signs. Now be careful. 2 signs from one poster board. Okay? One poster board gives you 2 signs. Okay? Each board costs 75 cents. So think about this. 75 cents is one board. That gives you how many posters? Got it? That gives you 2 posters. Okay? Write an equation that shows the relationship between the number of signs and the total cost. So we're going to write an equation that gives us the cost based on the number of signs. Now, relax, we can do this, okay? So my cost equals, now think about this, one poster board cost how much? 2 poster boards cost 75 cents. So if I take 75 cents, students, and I cut it in half, okay, I can multiply that by n. In other words, every poster costs that much, right? If 2 posters cost 75 cents, then 1 poster costs 75 divided by 2, which would actually be 0.375. So if you don't want to use this right here, no problem. You're welcome to use 0.375 n. And that's what I'm going to use personally. It's a lot better that way. But I just wanted to show you where I got that from, okay? So 2 poster boards cost 75 cents. Excuse me, I shouldn't say poster boards. I apologize. I'm confusing you guys. 2 signs comes from 1 poster board. So 2 signs cost you 75 cents. So 1 sign would cost you 0.375. Alright, so here's my function. My function is 0.375. Now next, they want us to organize an input-output table using numbers 6, 8, 10, and 12. Alright. Now again, I'm not going to be rude about this, but I'm also not going to go super slow. It's simply, forgot my N right here. It's just simple mathematics using a calculator, and so that's what we're going to do. Alright, and so here we go. First of all, we're going to substitute 6 in for n right here. 6 poster boards, and we're going to get $2.25 for our cost. Okay, $2.25. Next, we're going to substitute 8 in for n. 0.375 times 8 will give us 3. Alright. If you substitute 10 in, you'll get $3.75. And if you substitute 12 in, you will get $4.50. So there we go. Now, what do the values represent? Okay, no problem. My input is number of signs that are made, right? 6 signs cost this much, 8 signs cost this much, etc. And your output or your range would be obviously the total cost. Okay. Now on to 36. Suppose you have to spend $5 on poster board. Do you have enough money to make your 14 signs? Okay. So you're going to the store. You're going to spend $5. Is that enough money to get 14 signs? Well, let's find out. That's what this function's for, right? Let's put a 14 in. If you put a 14 in, and you will get out $5.25. So, to make 14 signs, how much money do you need? $5.25. How much do you have? $5. So do you have enough money? No. How much more money do you need? 25 cents. Or you could say $0.25 or 25 cents. That's it, guys. Okay? Watch it again if you need to. Make sure you understand this. Alright, here we go. As a summer job, you start a house-sitting service in your neighborhood. You agree to get the mail, pick up the newspaper, water plants, feed pets. You charge an initial fee of $5. So, it doesn't matter if you're going to house sit for a person for 1 day or 1,000,000 days. You charge them a $5 fee to start off with them plus $2 per day. Alright? Write an equation that shows the relationship between the number of days you house sit and the amount of money you can earn. Okay? Piece of cake. Profit equals, now, think about this, $2 per day. So 2 times D, right? Makes sense. Plus, now, would I put 5D? No. You're not charging $5 for every day. You're just charging $5 one time. For example, if I was going to house sit for someone, for 1 day, I would charge them $5 plus $2 is $7. If I was going to house sit for someone for 2 days, I would charge them $5 plus 2, which is 9. Okay? And that's what this does for you. Put a 1 in and you get $7. Put a 2 in and you get $9. There's really no steps or formula I can give you to teach you how to come up with these. You just have to read the problem and figure this out on your own, okay? But it does make sense. I mean, your profit is $2 per day plus a $5 fee. How much money will you earn house sitting for 1 week? Well, 1 week is how many days? 7. So simply put a 7 in for D. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 5 is 19. Of course, you can do it the long way if you want to. You charge $5 plus $2 per day. That's 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, and you will get $19. Okay? Alright, moving on to numbers 39 through 43. Alright, now this will be challenging, so listen carefully. You start a portable catering business. One of your specialties is a barbecue sandwich plate that costs 85 cents to prepare, so that's how much it costs you, okay? You cater an auction where you sell a sandwich plate for $2. That's the selling price, okay? So you sell the plate for $2, alright? Write a function that gives you the profit. Now, there's 2 ways to do this, okay? You could say your profit equals, and you could say $2 minus 85 cents times every plate. That's kind of bulky and kind of confusing. Here's what I would recommend. I think this will make a lot more sense. Here's how much you sell the plate for. Here's how much it costs you to make the plate. Subtract the 2. Okay? And you're making $1.15 for every plate. So your profit is $1.15 per plate. Now, it's not the best to use the same letters in the same equation, but capital P stands for your profit. Little p stands for the number of plates, okay? So every plate that you sell gets multiplied by $1.15. So there's my function. We're good, okay? Now, you must also spend $50 on equipment like food warmers, tables, whatever. So you spend $50 on equipment. Now, write a function that includes this. Now think about it. I would not say, this is my profit, okay? So now I've got to subtract subtract $50 out. Now it's not 50p because I'm not losing $50 for every plate. It's just a one-time fee I had to pay to get all of my equipment and supplies. Okay, so I'm gonna take every plate that I sell times $1.15. I've got to subtract out $50 because that's how much it costs for my equipment. So you can sell. You can see if you don't sell enough plates, you're gonna be in trouble. Okay, so all right, here we go. So here's this. This is the answer to 40. Write a function that includes this cost. There it is. My profit was this. That was my profit right there. $1.15 per plate, but then I realized I had to go out and spend $50. So now this is my new profit. So that's number 40, okay? Now, use your equation from 40 to find the profit you will earn if you sell 75 plates. Piece of cake, no problem. For P right here, I'm going to put what? 75. So let me grab my handy dandy calculator and I'm going to type into it $1.15 times 75 equals minus $50. I'm going to make $36.25. Not a very good profit, but it's okay. Alright. Now, let's suppose the cost of sandwich was increased by 5 cents. What effect does this have on your profit? Well, it's kind of a dumb question. Obviously, if the bread goes up, your profit's going to go down, okay? How much is your profit going to go down? 5 cents per sandwich. So now, you're no longer making $1.15 per sandwich. Now you're making $1.10 per sandwich, correct? Because it's now costing you 5 more cents to make your sandwich. So write a function that includes this cost. There it is, right there. No longer are you making $1.15 per plate or per sandwich. You're now making $1.10. Okay? Alright. And then lastly it says, use your equation from number 42, which is this equation right here, and find out how many plates you have to sell to make $100 profit. Okay, so now we're going backwards, alright? Now listen carefully, students. This is challenging. Listen. In the past, I've been telling you, hey, if you sold 200 plates, what was your profit? Now we're doing it backwards. I'm telling you, I want a profit of $100. So I'm going to put 100 for my profit. So I want to make $100 profit. How many plates? That's my question mark. How many plates do I want to sell? So you've got to kind of use trial and error and find a number that goes in here that gives you 100. So I'm going to start off with 200. I'm going to put 200 in. Let's see what I get. 200 times $1.10 minus 50 gives me 170. So I'm going to jump down to 150. Okay? 150 times $1.10 minus 50. That's 115, so I'm getting closer. I'm going to jump down to maybe 145. Okay? So 145 times $1.10 minus 50 is 109. So I'm going to go down to 140. Alright? 140 times $1.10 minus 50 gives me 104. Okay? So I'm getting pretty close now. I'm $4 off. I'm going to try 136. So 136 times 1.1 minus 50 gives me $99.60. So I need to sell 137 plates. So there's my answer. I'm going to take 137 times 1.1 minus 50, and I'm going to get $100.70. So I need to sell approximately 137 sandwiches. Alright? Guys, I hope this homework help video has been a help to you. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to call or email.